Hi, I'm Whitney English, founder and creator of the Heart Goals method. I have almost 20 years of experience in entrepreneurship. I've started and grown 2 businesses from nothing to 7 figures each. I've had products in anthropology and Target, and I have been featured in numerous national magazines and have had products on the Today Show twice. I'm excited to share with you today my personal goals for 2019 and show you how Heart Goals helped me implement and achieve my goals over the past year. This is the 3rd video in a series. In the first video, we talked about why our goals fail and how the SMART method of goal setting no longer works. In video number 2, we talked about the number 1 thing that you must do if you want to achieve your goals. And we talked about how you can use the HEART acronym to set goals that will help you lead a balanced life. If you haven't watched the first 2 videos, hit pause on this one and go back and watch those because they're going to be super valuable for you. Now today, I'm going to take you behind the scenes of the Heart Goals process in my own life to show you how I set goals to lead a healthy, balanced, and meaningful and productive life. I want to show you how I've implemented the system, and I'm going to answer some questions that you guys have posted, and you're going to hear from someone who has used Heart Goals in their own life. So the Heart Goals method is actually a 3-step process. The first part of the process is mastering your mindset. The reason that's important is because with the proper mindset, you can achieve any change you want to in life. So that is first and foremost what we're going to address. The second part of Heart Goals is all about mapping it out. In the first section, you'll have identified where you are and where you want to go. And in step 2, mapping it out, you'll start to chart the course that you need to take to get from here to there. In the third section, making it happen, we're going to give you all the steps that help you outline your goals in order to achieve them in the next year. You will get our signature goal grid, which is a super powerful exercise to help you figure out where you need to plug your goals in your schedule. There are 10 exercises across all of these 3 sections of the workbook. The process isn't simple or quick, but I guarantee you it's going to change your life. Now remember, with the Heart Goals method, you only need 5 goals because the life segments are based on your human needs. So I'm going to share with you 2 of my goals from 2018 and show you how I've implemented those in my life over the past year. The first goal I set for myself for 2018 under the H, Help Yourself category, and again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you're going to want to go back and watch that second video, was I want to lose weight. The big long-term picture for me is I turn 40 next year, and I want to be in the best shape of my life to face this next season. So 2018 for me was all about laying the groundwork, getting the education in place, trying new foods, getting the system, learning and reading everything I could to lose some weight before I turned 40. And I'm super excited to tell you that I lost 10 pounds this year. Now that may not seem like a lot to some of you, but for me, that's a massive step forward, and I'm looking forward to building on that goal in the next year. The next goal I set for myself was my E goal, which is empower yourself. And that's all about your emotional and mental health, remember, and education. And for me, this past year, mastering my mindset has been crucial, so important, because I have some big things I want to go do in life, and I want to make sure that I believe I can do that. So I spent a ton of time this year working on affirmations and writing out lies and truths that I actually know counteract those lies. And that is one of the first exercises that you'll come across in the Heart Goals workbook. Seeing how other people set their goals can be a great example for how you can set yours. So I'm going to share mine now. My first goal in the H category, Help Yourself, is to implement a daily routine that takes care of my physical person in better ways than I've been maintaining myself in the past. My E goal for Empower Yourself is also all about a daily routine of reading and meditation and implementing more book time and less screen time. My A goal is all about my family this year. I want to implement a monthly date night with my husband and read my kids 1,000 books. I don't think you always have to quantify a goal, but this is one of those places, one of those spots where I did feel like it was important to actually put a number on a few things. So I want to 12 date nights, and 1,000 books with my kids. My R goal, my resources goal, and remember this is the life segment that's all about your stuff, your finances, your house, your car, things like that, is I want to get my family settled in a new home. And I would love to streamline and minimize a lot of our family routines on a daily basis. But home is something that's so important to me, and I really want to chase beauty in that direction. And I also want to empower women to do the same thing in the process, which is actually more of a T goal than it is an R goal. But home is so important with me, and part of my T goal, which is trade and career, is I want to share that process with you guys. I want to show you what putting a home together looks like and give you behind the scenes in our own family processes and what home means to us. Everything from decorating to organizing, I hope to be able to share that with people on social media this year. So that's a quick overview of my 2019 heart goals. I do have other details woven in there. And in the workbook, you'll find that there are a lot of spots to document tasks and figure out how to get action steps plugged into your planner on a consistent basis that'll help you make progress on your goals. So that's a quick recap, just really quick recap of how I use the HEART acronym in my own life. Now I want to talk to you about some questions that you guys have sent in. Someone asked, what do they do if they just think goals are not for them and that they are too afraid to dream about their goals? And what I want to tell you is you don't have to dream about goals, just dream about your best life. What does the best version of you look like? Take out a piece of paper and just write that stuff down. Just write it out. Those are your goals. It's that simple. You don't have to have something specific written down on a piece of paper that says you want to go make $1 million or sail the world or fly a hot air balloon. You can just want to be the best version of yourself. And I know that's you. So don't be afraid to dream about the possibilities in your life and quit thinking about the probability. Look more about what you can do instead of looking at the odds of your ability to achieve it. Because if you put your mind to it, you can achieve it. Another question we've gotten is, I don't know how to move forward on my goals. I don't know how to make progress. And I'll give you a secret. The reason you're not making progress is because you're planning to achieve your goals. In order to make progress on your goal, you have to plan to not achieve your goals. It's completely counterintuitive, I know, but you need to plan for the obstacles instead of the steps that you need to take. Because really, before we get to the steps that we need to take, we're going to run into the obstacles. An example I always give is if you say you're going to get up and run every morning, what's the obstacle that's going to lie in your way? For me, it's a warm, cozy bed. So the way I would overcome that obstacle would be sleeping in my workout clothes. That's something I have to plan for. It's something I have to be intentional about. But I'm going to be overcoming that obstacle and in the process making progress on my goal. So change the way you think about setting the tasks that you need to set to achieve your goal, and instead start planning to overcome those obstacles. Another question we get all the time is, I don't know how I'm going to keep myself accountable for these goals. I'm here to tell you that what you need to be focusing on is the progress that you're making on the goal and not your end destination. Focus on who you are becoming in the process and not whether or not you have achieved that desired outcome. In the Heart Goals process, on our signature goal dashboard pages, there's a spot to identify what good progress looks like, what better progress looks like, and what the best results might look like. All three of these outcomes are wins. And when you realize that even tiny progress on your goal is still considered a win, you're setting yourself up for success. But don't just take my word for it. I want you to hear this from Allison Dalkey, one of the top earners in one of the world's largest direct sales companies. Okay, so Allison, tell me why goal setting is important to you.
Well, goal setting is so important to me because I think we always have to be changing and growing. And sometimes we get stuck in that because we're not sure what's next. And goal setting just really helps us figure out what's next and then how to get there.
So what made you want to use Heart Goals as your goal setting process for this year?
Well, I was just really intrigued, for one, by the title. I love the idea of actually going after something that is a need for us. Mm-hmm. And as I dove into the system, I thought, this is it. Like, this is kind of what was missing for me, in that I was missing those things that I needed to take care of first. The people in my life, the things, my trade, all of the things that we needed to make sure I had first. I wasn't even recognizing if those things were taken care of necessarily.
Yeah.
And so it just was a really good way for me to see where I was and then decide where I wanted to go.
That's awesome. So tell me, did you have any light bulb moments while you were walking through the process?
My biggest light bulb moment was definitely that chart where you look at your age from now, 10 years, you look at your kids. That was really eye-opening for me. I was like, wow, I have 4 kids. And so looking at the stages they're at in life and where they're going to be 10 years from now and where we're going to be as a spouse couple and our family, it was pretty eye-opening for me.
Yeah, that's the 1, 5, 10. I feel like after I filled that out the first time, I had a pit in my stomach.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite exercise, but I think it might be one of the most valuable.
Yeah, I think it's one of the most beneficial. It is one of those very eye-opening, real.
Yeah, it's
life.
very real.
This is where we're going.
This is what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like the closest thing you can get to a crystal ball.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's happening whether you want it to or not.
Yeah.
You might as well go somewhere on purpose.
I also loved the goal grid. The first time I did that, I was like, this is my schedule. This is like on one piece of paper, this is everything I need to do in the coming year to reach my goals.
Yeah.
So that like helps me organize everything.
Oh, I think it's fantastic.
Well, thanks. Okay, last question. What is going to be your next action step, having worked through H.E.A.R.T goals? Where are you going to start plugging this in life in the new year?
That's a great question. So I'm excited because, for one, I'm leading my whole team through this because I think it's so eye-opening for people. But also, my biggest action step is we are taking the steps to kind of start and launch a new business that has been in my heart for a long time. I knew I wanted to do, but I think I hadn't really dealt with the lies I was believing and my mindset, which is also another part I love. You didn't ask me that, but it just is. And so I think that's it. Like we're taking some steps of faith and doing things that I know I've wanted to do for a long time, and now with the right mindset and the right plan, I kind of have the courage to do.
Awesome. I can't wait to see where you go.
Yeah.
Now you might be wondering why I'm so hardcore about this goal setting thing. But you guys, it's because the H.E.A.R.T goals process has changed my life. I have been able to experience an amazing time with my family in recent years. I've been able to experience a more balanced life. And more important than that, I've been able to overcome my fears and start achieving my dreams just because I have everything in perspective and right where it needs to be in my goal setting process. Now, I'm going to give you a brief overview of some of the features in the H.E.A.R.T Goals workbook because this is an amazing, amazing, amazing product. And I cannot say enough the changes that you're going to experience in your life when you start to implement this. Now, the H.E.A.R.T Goals workbook has features that you won't find in any other goal setting system. It doesn't have anything to do with SMART goals, remember? But it's a process that's been iterated and improved on since 2009. The information you'll find in the workbook is backed by the latest research in psychology and goal setting. You're going to experience the H.E.A.R.T Goals life segments to help you identify and set balanced goals based on your needs, hopes, and dreams. You're going to get our signature goal grid, which is the best way to sort and organize your goals into actionable steps. You're going to get practical instructions for implementing your goals into daily, weekly, and monthly habits and actions. You're going to get access to our tutorial videos that walk you through each of the H.E.A.R.T Goals exercises. And most importantly, you're going to find an incredible community in the private members-only H.E.A.R.T Goals Slack group. Slack is an app that you'll find out more about when you register for H.E.A.R.T Goals. Now, this workbook is only going to be available for a short time. We're launching this one more time before the new year, and it won't be available after that. So buy it today if you're thinking about it. I would love to have you on this journey with me. It's an amazing process. I know I've said this before, but if you're ready for change in your life, I want you to join us for the journey through H.E.A.R.T Goals in 2019. You will not regret it. So now, you guys, it's up to you. Are you going to take the steps today that you need to do to make the stuff happen in your life in 2019 that you want to make happen? Yes, I want you to do it. Do this for you. Do it today. Join us right now. I can't wait to have you in the journey.